IG fam, it's Peek out here. How are y'all doing? Looking excited and okay, it's in the middle of the night obviously, but I'm still awake and I'm excited to be here because I have one of my friends that I'm bringing on to do an interview with because I just love her to death. She's the kind of energy that you always want with you because everything that she's lived through, she's just amazing. I love her to death. So without further ado, as soon as she pops on here, Miss Lisa Flynn. Um, yeah. So she and I met on Crown for Success. And hey girl, look at
Hey,
you.
Pika.
How are you? Are you enjoying the summer?
Loving the summer.
I know, I see
Actually,
all your posts. I'm very jealous. It's very rainy out here.
yeah, I'm gonna run upstairs and get my headphones. So I'm gonna
Sure,
take you upstairs with me
no
for a second.
worries. Not a problem. So for everyone who doesn't know, Lisa and I met through Crown for Success, and she and I started talking about gratefulness one day, and she shared her story while we were doing Periscopes together. We were talking about Periscopes, and we, as a tribe, whenever one of us goes live and does something, we try our best to really show up and show out and really support everybody. So I have loved her energy. She's always smiling. She's got this beaming face, so I'm actually
Oh,
really excited to have her on here.
you are way too complimentary.
Oh, whatever. I call it like I see it, so, it'll be all right.
Oh, all right. It's kind of close. Yeah, I
I
actually
like
did
your
that.
hair, by the way.
Okay, all right. I'm ready to go.
Yay.
All right. So, yeah, like Pika said, we met through Crown for Success, and it has been an amazing journey.
It
It
has.
has been soul searching. It
A
has been
lot.
um, it's a tribe of women that you just want to cheer each other on. That is what
Yeah.
I like about this group. It's not a competition. It's helping. It's uplifting. It's amazing. And you don't find that in everyday business.
And definitely not around women. For some reason, I don't know what it is, like the way we're raised or something, I don't know. But a lot of times you don't find this many women who are excited to like really cheer each other on, really help each of us go through whatever it is that we're going through, like hold our hands almost, even though we're in like all four corners of the globe at the moment. Um,
Ah,
WhatsApp has been phenomenal for keeping us together.
yeah. And the thing is when I started this, for anybody who has been following me, I was diagnosed with a stage 4 cancer diagnosis in December of last year. And at that time, I had completed Wendy Porter's program, the RVP program, and I had decided that I had too much going on with all this cancer stuff and a stressful job, and I needed to kind of take a break. And that's the beauty of this program too, is that there's a couple of us who have taken like a little break just due to some personal issues.
Yes.
And but when the time is right, I decided, you know what? I can't use this as an excuse. I have to use this as motivation to do things.
Exactly.
And that is the cool thing about this group is, if you take a little bit of time off, you come back, and it's like meeting with the best friend that you haven't talked to in 2 years. You get on the phone and you reconnect exactly where you left off. And that's about
Yeah.
this group.
And the beautiful thing for me is, I couldn't even begin to imagine the kinds of things that you've had to deal with, mindset wise. But this is not your first round with this beast, unfortunately.
No, this is my second round. So, yeah, I was diagnosed with breast cancer in 2014. And, at that point, it was so unexpected, even though my mom was actually diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 36, and she
Mhm.
passed away from stage 4 breast cancer at the age of 39. I never
Wow.
expected it. I thought, what a cruel thing to have two people in the family get diagnosed. So I figured for sure it was going to skip over me and skip over my kids, and it would just be fine. But yeah, when I got the diagnosis, it was actually Cinco de Mayo of 2014, which is also my
Wow.
brother's birthday.
Oh, wow.
I know, and the night before I had just spent like $150 getting my hair cut, colored, and taken care of, and then within like 2 weeks I lost all my hair. So it's just
Oh
like,
my gosh. I didn't realize it was that fast. Holy crap. Okay.
it was
So,
really, fast. I mean, when you receive it was stage 3. So when you receive that kind of a diagnosis, they start like ASAP. I mean, I
Right.
went, yeah, it was crazy, but no. And when you lose your hair, like I asked my oncologist, I said, so if I lose my hair, and he said, he's from Pakistan. Oh no, Lisa, he said, you're going to lose your hair. And he said, you're probably going to lose all the hair all over your body. And I was just like, so like your eyelashes, your eyebrows, everything gone,
Yeah.
you know?
Wow.
So, but yeah, so anyway, so I went through all of that and it was pure hell. And then I was deemed cancer free in 2015, February. And yeah, I didn't make it very long.
No, I mean, but look, your numbers are down. They're getting a lot better, and you
Yep.
seem like you're in better spirits. So that's the kind of thing that like I'm in awe of, because when we started talking, you were doing Periscopes. We were talking about gratefulness, and you talked about you kept a gratefulness journal to
Yeah.
kind of, to keep your head above water, to kind of remember the things that you do have. Because like I said, I couldn't even imagine the kind of spiral that you would be in. Like some days you'd be up and some days you'd be down. You're trying to keep your face up for people around you while you're
Yeah.
trying to deal with this, and they're trying to keep their face. It doesn't always show that way. I, don't- I
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Well, and I'm not gonna lie. Like I talk about like in my blog that when I was diagnosed the first time, I had very dark days. I mean, suicide. I was so sick, and I was doing this all on my own. I didn't want to bother my friends or my family, so I did everything on my own. I mean, I drove myself to appointments. I drove myself home. I was lying because I wasn't supposed to be driving myself home, but I did.
yeah.
I mean, it was really, really bad. And, suicide was like, I was at that point. I mean, there was multiple times where I thought, I got a boatload of pills here and I got some good vodka and, you know,
And you have a good excuse. Unfortunately, you're already suffering, and I can't imagine But I'm hoping that I don't even
well,
know what pulled you out of there, but yeah.
yeah, what pulled me out of there was I have two small children. Well, not small children. One's 18 and one's 16. And that
They're
they're
still
actually,
your children.
yeah, they're actually the reason why I thought, I can't. When you lose your mother at such a young age, like it
Yeah.
changes the course of your life. It literally changes the course of your life. And I did not want to do that to my children.
Okay.
But yeah, so but now I do. I keep a gratitude journal and I journal almost every day. Some days I'm not so good. But I try and list um I was doing 10 things, but now I'm keeping everything at threes because that's an angel number. So everything I do is
Yes,
in
it
three.
is.
And when
Okay.
I put flowers, it's an odd number, everything is in three.
Perfect.
So
Okay.
I list what I'm grateful for. I add a little bit of detail so I can feel the emotion. I can feel why I'm grateful. And honestly, since I have been doing that, I have had such a shift in myself as far as my thought process
Yeah.
and what my purpose is here on life. I mean, my life is not perfect, and some days really do suck. They're just not good. But I can always find something to be grateful for.
Right. Now, lately, I've been seeing a lot about shakes and a lot of, healthy. No, I'm serious. Like I've been watching. So a lot of the things you're doing are very health related. Like a lot more natural stuff. Like
Yeah.
your shakes mostly. So I was curious. How did you find that? How did you discover or decide to pursue that avenue as far as health?
So I feel like this is my second chance.
Okay.
And after the first diagnosis, I had really good intentions of maintaining like a plant-based food, like eating better and not eating sugar and just making some dietary changes to give my body the best chance I can at not
Right.
getting. And well, that didn't last very long because once I was starting to feel better, I kind of
Yeah.
just into my old habits. And we all know habits are hard to change.
Yes, absolutely. Especially if everyone around you is doing the same thing. It's like, well, why can't I? I'm gonna, yeah.
And and I like wine. I like wine. I like wine a lot. And I probably was drinking too much wine. So
Oh,
when I got this cancer diagnosis the second time, I thought, oh shit, I better, I need to make some changes and I need to be serious about it because I might not get another chance. Like I don't want to say like this is like, my last chance to try
yeah,
to
absolutely not. But still, that's like, oh my God, it came back.
but back and I have to do something. So since then, and it's funny how things happen. I'm a special education teacher by education background, and it's an
Okay.
incredible job. And it's funny because I go to a Reiki healer here in
Yeah.
town,
Yeah.
and I saw her before school was out in May, and she was talking about my energy was just all over the place. She said you
I
were
can imagine.
was crazy. I just saw her on Tuesday, and she said whole different experience, and I
Well,
felt it.
good. Okay.
So I feel like between trying to eat healthier, I have
Mhm.
also cut sugar out completely as far as like, the high fructose corn syrup and not eating as much processed food.
Yeah, I've been noticing how I feel when I eat processed food, so I totally hear you on that one.
Yeah, yeah. And my parents have an organic farm, so they have organic vegetables. So there's really no excuse for me not to be eating better foods.
Right.
They also have about 1,200 shiitake mushroom logs.
Okay.
So what I do is so in shiitake mushrooms, like there's a healing power in them as well. I don't know exactly
Oh,
what chemical is, but it's good for you.
okay.
I don't know if you've heard that or not. It's like
No, I haven't. That's why I'm listening very intently.
there's a couple of mushrooms that are really, really, really good for you, and shiitake is,
Okay.
I think, number one or number two, and I can't remember what the other one is. But so what I do is, if I have them fresh, I
Mm.
will just saute them a little bit, put them in baggies, and then freeze them.
Oh, okay.
But after a while, my freezer gets too full of mushrooms. So then what I'll do is I will dry them, and then I just use my coffee grinder and I put them into powder,
Okay.
and I put them into everything. So that's one thing. And then the shake thing, it's a nutrition club here in my town, and
Okay.
it's Herbalife products. So it's
Okay.
everything healthy and good for you.
Yes.
So
And
yeah, and
Herbalife has been around for a very long time. I remember hearing about it when I was a kid, so yeah.
and I'm not one into like all the network marketing stuff.
Yeah.
However, I have lost 30 pounds. And
Yes.
I just actually did my measurements on my stuff this morning. So 30 pounds since February 15th.
Wow.
And visceral fat, which is like the bad belly fat,
Yeah.
is down like 3 points. Body fat has dropped. I mean, everything is, my age has dropped. I'm getting younger. So,
Yeah, I can actually tell. I can tell in the pictures, and then the way you smile a lot more as well. I've noticed in all of your pictures, you've got this. Your smile
oh,
has changed a little bit.
yeah, I don't know. I feel better about myself. I feel, with cancer or with anything that is not really in your control,
Yeah.
it's not a good feeling to not have control over your health. It'd be a chronic illness or diabetes or whatever. But
Hmm.
with nutrition and with losing weight, I can control that.
Yeah.
Just
Absolutely.
like just like with your attitude with life, you are in complete control of that.
Yeah. And people would rather not acknowledge that, but yes, that's part of the reason we bonded a lot. Your mindset, how you get yourself out of whatever that funk is, like that's so important. Once you figure it out for yourself, and everyone's different. For me, it's a lot of music and movies, but once you
Yeah.
figure it out, it's like, okay, I can change my mood. I don't have to be like bummed out the whole damn day. It could be, something stupid could happen, but I can snap out of it at some point once I feel
Yep.
it a little bit.
Yeah, and I also use I also do like a lot of essential oils and stuff, but I also
Okay.
use music to get me out
Okay.
of my, like, we all have those favorite songs where when you put them on,
Yeah.
you immediately
They
transform
just
into.
feel good. Yeah.
I have like a feel good playlist on Spotify, and it is when I get in the moods, I just need to put that music on and just kind of immerse myself in it, and
Yes.
it helps. And then the other thing too for me is scents, like smell scents.
Okay. Which is
You
where
know,
you were talking about essential oils just now, right?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I just think, what, we're all here on this planet for a reason. And you know what? It's a whole lot easier being happy and giving back than it is to be crabby and woe is me. And I do not. I mean, I do have a pity party maybe like once every couple months,
You're
but it
allowed.
does. No, because who wants to be around somebody who's negative and crabby?
But even then, like, I mean, outside of everybody else, like everybody else right now, I can't stay there very long. It eats away at me a little bit, and I know you feel probably the same way, and that's why you're like, okay, I'll feel it for a second, and then I gotta keep moving. I can't sit here. I can't be here the whole time.
Yeah, and it's interesting too because the Manifesting Queens program that
Hmm.
Wendy Porter has for Crown for Success
Yes,
has
ma'am.
made a difference in the world too. I
Good.
mean, I feel like opportunities are coming to me now, and that I didn't have before, and I think it's
And do you
because
feel it's like the things that they're teaching? I know that, goodness, Sarah Elizabeth Shapiro is one of the coaches. I was a coach for a little while there. I really enjoyed teaching the meditations. So the things that the other girls are teaching there are legitimate. They're doing it themselves, so they're teaching it because it's working for them as well.
yep. Oh yeah, I have seen changes in my life. And even my Reiki gal said that too. She's like, you are more at peace and I feel like my vibration is increasing.
I feel it. I really do feel it from all the way over here. You
Yeah.
mentioned your parents' farm. You've been doing a lot of gardening lately, haven't you? Are you also like trying to grow vegetables as well as flowers, or what are you trying to do?
Yeah, I live in town and so I have a little garden plot and actually my guy is coming over tomorrow to till in my vegetable garden.
Yay! Okay.
So I don't know. My parents' farm is a lot of work, and
Hmm.
physically, I cannot just with the cancers in the bones, and
Okay.
so it's in my lower back and in my ribs, and so like I'm not able to do as much physical stuff as I was before. So like I'll go out and like they have Nanking cherries, and they
Okay.
have choke cherries, which are really a big deal up here in northern Minnesota. So I'll pick berries.
Okay.
But as far as like spending, 12 hours in the garden a day, I physically can't do that.
So let me
But
ask you this, because you have your own plot, and obviously you know a lot about nutrition and like fresh vegetables, which vegetables did you choose?
so what here's the thing, like my parents have a lot of stuff, but a lot of
Hmm.
stuff I don't necessarily like. Like
Okay.
I off of cucumbers. There is nothing better than picking a cucumber out of the garden and just eating it. Like it
Wow, okay.
tastes so amazingly, nothing like you get in the store.
Oh,
So
yeah, I'd
cucumber,
have to go find a fresh one.
yeah. So cucumbers,
Mhm.
onions, garlic.
Okay.
Garlic is so easy to grow.
I've heard that. I've never grown anything in my life besides like regular potted plants. So I've heard that it's pretty easy. So
Yeah,
garlic, onions, cucumbers.
yep. And tomatoes,
Okay. Like the
lemon,
full kind or the cherry kind?
both.
Okay. All right.
Yeah. And then I also love squash.
Okay. Any
So
particular kind?
I like winter squash because then you can kind of keep it and it lasts most of the winter. I
Oh.
also like avocado squash, they're a smaller squash, kind of oblong shaped, and
Hmm.
they have a nutty flavor and they're very delicious.
Okay.
So I make a lot of things with squash, and I'm fortunate that my parents are huge canners.
Oh, so you know how to preserve everything.
Yeah, I do. And so then like since I'm not really trying to cut back on my sugar, the
Right.
berries that I pick, I will juice it,
Hmm.
put it in quart jars, and then what I'll do is I will put them in ice cube trays and freeze them.
Oh,
And then
yeah.
if I'm making a smoothie or something, I want a little
And
bit
you
of,
sweeten it up.
I'll
I
put that
got
in.
you. I got you. Okay. That sounds good, though. I mean, it doesn't get much simpler than that. It's very practical and simple.
Yeah, it is. And my dad is a pressure canner kind of guy, but the
Oh.
pressure canners scare me. Like I'm always afraid I'm going to blow the house up. So if I need to use it, I go over and he helps me out because I literally like you literally can like blow your house up. Like they're kind of scary.
Okay, I'll take your word for it. I don't know. That already sounds scary to me.
Yeah, yeah. So I really my garden. I don't know how much I'm going to do this year because I'm a little bit late getting started, but I
Yeah.
definitely know fall I will do lots of garlic.
Okay.
So
And
yeah,
they
so
have all kinds of benefits on its own. So yeah, that sounds good.
uh-huh, uh-huh. But like by love, I'm actually more of a flower gardener. But
Okay.
the vegetables, I mean, we all have to eat.
Yeah,
And if I have
absolutely. Yeah.
going to the farmer's market and spending $4 in a cucumber or growing my own, I'm
Oh
gonna do.
yeah, grow your own.
Yeah, exactly.
So okay, so you're talking about flowers. What are your top three favorite flowers?
Peonies,
Hmm.
zinnias,
Okay.
and the coneflower, which is echinacea.
Oh, good. Okay, yeah, the golden seal, echinacea, like that.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, I got you. Do you use that in the house? Like, do you, like, I mean, I know what it looks like, and I know that there's an extract and it's really good for you, but I don't know how to turn one into the other. So,
Oh,
do you know?
No, I don't either. I just cut them and put them on my table. And they look pretty.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I
No,
don't
I
know.
was just curious.
Yeah, I do grow. I also in my flower bed, I do have an area designated for herbs. So
Okay.
I love cilantro. But the thing with cilantro is it goes to seed pretty quickly.
Oh,
So
okay.
I know, but I've loved chives, cilantro, basil, flat parsley, curly parsley, oregano, and thyme, and rosemary.
Oh, wow. I've used thyme a lot. My ex-husband used to have really bad allergies, so all I do is like take like like maybe like a little pinch of thyme, put it in water, and put it in the microwave, and the vapors are just so strong. They just
Yeah.
clear your whole head up. It's awesome.
Yep.
So, yeah.
Yep. Good. And so then what I do with those are I have a dehydrator.
Okay.
So if I don't use them fresh, I don't want anything to go to waste. So
Yeah,
then
of
I will
course.
buy them on my dehydrator and then, kind of crumple them up
Hmm.
and then save them for the winter or save them for when I cook.
Oh, look at this. She loves snacks. She says you are such a beautiful woman. I
Oh,
love that. Thank you so much for joining us. So I love your spirit. I've always loved your spirit before and after. I happen to know you before you got the second diagnosis, and then when you gave through this, your numbers are coming down, everything's getting better, and I could see you're like that. Your spirit kind of lifts a little bit, and I love that. It's been amazing. So I I don't even know how to say it, Lisa. It's been amazing. You have this aura about you, and the fact that you're using all of this knowledge, like from farm to table, is amazing anyway. The fact that you have your family in the business, that you know all this stuff because you've been raised around it, you don't want to waste anything. That's the kind of life I would love to lead if I had a patch of green anywhere that I could grow anything. Right now I have pots around the house. Unfortunately, it's high-rise living here in Singapore, so until I move to, I don't know, Australia or somewhere else, I
yeah.
have to dream up a garden.
I mean, we all like you know what? I have a nice house. I live on my own, so I mean, I've bought it. I'm paying for it every month, and I'm very grateful for what I have. Now,
Yeah,
that doesn't mean that I don't necessarily want some more things. Like I would love to have an
of
Escalade.
course.
No, right now I've got my Honda and it's great and it runs and it's fantastic. So it's,
Yep.
you know, the being grateful piece is, I don't know, anger and gratitude can't reside in the same realm.
Yeah. Fear and love cannot exist at the same time. You got to choose one.
Exactly. So, I don't know. I wake up every
You
day.
do know. I'm waiting for you to tell us that you're going to teach us all these things as well, though. So like, what are you offering? What do you have up your
Oh,
sleeve?
yeah. Well, and okay. So Wendy Porter's RVP program, I was originally going to be when I signed up for it, I had no idea what it was. It just sounded really cool. I loved Wendy's
I didn't
her
either.
vibe, so I thought, well, I'm going to sign up for it. But I really had no idea what it was. Then when I
Mhm.
got done, I thought, you know what? I think I'll be a coach. Well, then I couldn't really figure out like
What to coach? I did the same
what
thing. I was like,
what.
if it wasn't for my partner, I wouldn't have figured it out.
Yeah, so I'm like, you know what? I don't really know, but I've kind of been working with Jahan, who's one of the RVPs, and
Yep. She's one of the
I
accountability coaches. Yeah.
yeah, she's fantastic. Like there's a handful of gals that I want to meet, and you're on the list. Jane from the UK is on the
Oh,
list.
yeah. Hmm.
Jahan's on the list, and there's a couple other gals too. But you know what? I'm slowly kind of thinking I want to do some mindset type coaching because we all kind of like wonder like what our purpose is and
Yeah.
what our gifts are, and we're so hard on ourselves, we as women.
Yep.
And I thought, you know what? I've been through a lot. I have some experience. And so I would like to do some coaching as far as like the mindset goes and like the manifestation piece because I have seen it work in my life. Like I have seen, I've been putting into practice the things that Sarah Elizabeth
Yep.
Shapiro
Hmm.
has talked about.
The
I
ones
put
that
it,
she's been teaching. Yep.
yeah, yeah. And oh my gosh, Nancy Castro, who's the confidence coach she's in Dubai.
Okay.
Um,
I know her. Yep.
yeah, she's amazing too. So I really feel like that's probably the direction I'm going. And then I also want to do some public speaking. Like I also want to like a goal of mine would be to be able to talk like at like a, 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 like a breast cancer type of conference because, you know, we all kind of like wonder like what our purpose is and what our gifts are. And so I would like to do some coaching as far as like the mindset goes and like the manifestation piece because I didn't have anybody I could talk to when I was going through my original diagnosis, because
Yeah.
my friends didn't understand what I was going through. Like, they were all just like, well, you need to just kind of, get over it and it'll be okay. And
Right. It was that easy.
no,
Whatever.
you don't understand. And I think
Mm.
until like you go through a cancer diagnosis, you don't quite get it. And you want to help, but you don't know how to help. So yeah, I don't know. Something along that line is what I'm.
I see you doing more than that, actually. To be honest, if I could just let you know, I feel like you could definitely teach us a lot about seeing the sunny side of life, to be able to teach us how to respond to, other people in our families or friends that might be diagnosed and suffering, or even us as we go through, if we ever get diagnosed or something like that. Any of those things, how to like help each other along. I think it's the hardest thing in the world to kind of go through something by themselves. I've been through a couple things by myself, not by choice, just because I was, I was
Right.
literally by myself. But
Yeah.
people don't know how to reach out. People don't know how to be not even polite. It's almost like sometimes if you're polite, people get offended. And I think that's something that you would really, from both sides of that particular situation, you'd really be able to shed some light and teach people about compassion and kindness and gratitude. I think that's something that the universe needs a lot more of at the moment. I'm seeing a lot of people like reaching out, calling out for that kind of love. And a lot of people don't know how to respond. People don't know how to be anything but polite and PC. I'm tired of PC. I just would rather you be real with me. Just say what's on your heart so I don't have to like decipher it later. And just be kind and generous and compassionate from like a real place. I think that's something you would really be able to shed a lot of light on because you've lived through it.
Yeah, and what I'm trying to, I kind of like, we all kind of go through a stage in our life, I think, where, you're at a job and you're like, is this all there is? Is this?
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, I love teaching the severe and profound population that I do teach.
Yeah.
I just get tired of like the politics and the paperwork and all of that kind of stuff. And I just wonder, it's like, is there more for me to do in this world? I mean, how can
Yes.
how can I make a bigger impact and help women who are in difficult situations to give them a hug and to let them know that, what, it will be okay. The sun always rises, and sometimes, sometimes you have to distance yourself from friends or family where it's a
Yeah.
very negative.
If it's hurting you, you need to let it go. You need to walk away a little bit. Maybe not forever, but just let it be for a bit.
Yeah, because you always hear about you are who you surround yourself with, like the top 5 people that you surround yourself with.
Yes, I hated that quote.
But you know what? But when I was in Kansas City, there were some people that I was hanging around that I should not have been hanging around. Like, they weren't necessarily bad people. They just weren't making super good choices. And you slowly sucked into that environment. And I had to like quickly get myself out of that environment because it wasn't good. I knew
See, first of all, for you to even recognize that it was not the environment you needed to be in, that's a big step. A lot of people can't even see it. It's like they'll complain about the drama, but they have no idea they've invited it into their circle, into their their atmosphere.
Yeah, but it didn't happen overnight. It was kind of a gradual thing. But I also feel too that if you are living your life, if you were doing something that is in conflict with your core belief and your core value, that is a no-win situation, and you need to get yourself out ASAP. I mean, you have to practice what you preach.
Yep.
And you have to do it from a place of love and kindness and caring. And yeah, I'm not
Absolutely.
perfect every single day, but
this is why you're an expert, because you have lived and survived all of these things. I can only imagine the kinds of things that you've told yourself over the years throughout the diagnosis and being, cancer-free and then being diagnosed again. Like all these things, like as it is for me, like stupid things pop up in my head, and sometimes I can't get it to stop playing. But the fact that you've been there, you've done that a couple times already. So you're an expert, honey. Like no one else better than you to teach us.
Oh, yeah. Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. Yeah, it's, it's been an interesting journey. And, you know, the second time I was diagnosed, I started looking up statistics.
Okay.
And anyone who is going through anything, statistics on Google, just say no, like just stay away from that, because the statistics and my stepmom, who is a retired internal medicine doctor,
Okay.
she's like, I said, I need to be positive, it'll be okay.
Hmm.
And, but the statistics are, I think it's 22% live 3 to 5 years is what
Ugh,
and I'm like,
why? And
really?
it's in
I,
black and white, yeah.
So I quit doing that, and I joined a couple of like private Facebook groups for people who have metastatic breast cancer, which is an original cancer diagnosis that has spread to different parts of your body.
Hmm.
And a lot of times it is either goes to like your brain, your bones, or your vital organs, like your
I'm glad you
liver
explained that because I was going to ask, but yeah.
and your lungs. So yeah, so because people say, well, you mean you have bone cancer? No, I don't have bone cancer, because that's a whole entire separate diagnosis, but it's
Okay.
breast cancer spread. So basically, when I went through all my treatment and radiation and chemotherapy, they didn't get it all.
Okay.
So, but yeah, so you know what? I am not a statistic, and
No,
I
you're
believe
not. You are a
that,
miracle.
yeah, I'm a little stubborn too. So I think that you are what you believe. So if I believe I'm gonna die in 3 years,
You're going to make it happen.
I'm gonna make it happen, because I want it into fruition.
As
But
depressing as that is, whatever you think, you're exactly right.
yep. And so my thought is, you know what? I am not going to die. I'm going to live for a long time. I've got 2 children to raise. I have lots to do, and I've got lots of people to help.
Absolutely. And you have lots of people like me looking up to you.
I know, that's amazing. Thing in yourself.
Oh. No,
And yeah,
yeah.
you're a single mom, and you're doing a lot.
Thank you. I'm
And
trying.
yes,
I
and
will
also,
continue trying.
and whoever's watching this, in case you don't know, Pika does amazing hair. Her daughter's hair. No, because
So let me,
I
I
just
taught
like,
myself.
well, but like but that's a gift, because
Thank
that
you.
is, no, I can't braid like that. I could put my girl's hair in ponytails, and I could do like just a regular braid with like the 3 strands where
Yeah,
intermix.
yeah.
That was it.
I started off that way. Don't think I came magically to no. I started out this way, and the funny story is, my ex-husband would not let me do my stepdaughter's hair.
What?
We used to have to spend $50 every 2 weeks to get her hair done. And poor thing, they would yank her hair. Like when she came back, her face was like,
Yeah.
pulled back. Like I felt
Yeah.
so bad. And she couldn't sleep the first night. She'd never be able to sleep because the hair was just pulled so tight. And it was then that I started researching and like learning for myself. And this is what I love about the world that we're in right now. There is nothing you can't freaking learn for yourself if you just go look, okay? There is a tutorial for freaking everything, including useless shit that you really don't need. So if I can teach myself how to braid hair, I'm Indian, my daughter is mixed, and I
Yeah.
learned, okay? And the funny thing is, I went to Sephora the other day with my daughter, and the lady came right from behind the counter and was like, "Do you do hair?" I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "How much do you charge?" I was like, "I don't. I only do her hair." So apparently I
Yeah.
have a hair client now. So it's
Totally.
really random, the shit that happens, yeah. If you take pride in your work, people notice.
Yeah, and speaking of like YouTube, so I've always wanted my nose pierced, so I got it pierced last week. Well,
Oh,
when they put it in, it was a corkscrew.
oh yeah, uh-huh.
Couldn't stand it. Like I couldn't stand it because I had a cold, and so my nose was
Yeah,
I
it's very painful.
no, and I couldn't stand having that much metal in my nose because I just couldn't stand it. So I tried to take it out on my own. I'm like, what the hell? I'm like, it's hard to do. So I got on YouTube. Well, of course,
I
how to take out a corkscrew piercing out of your
told
nose.
you, there is a tutorial for just everything.
Yeah, so I did it. It took me a little while, and I had to freeze my nose because it was so tender.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was going to say. It should have been, it would have been really painful. So is
Yeah,
it
no,
closed up already now, or?
yeah, it's almost yeah. I just took
Oh,
I just took it like Monday, I think.
wow.
Yeah, but yeah, there's a YouTube video for everything.
Absolutely. So, yeah, I mean, if there's a will, there's a way. You just have to like fight for it. And obviously, when you decide you want something, everyone and their mother's going to come and be like, oh, no, you can't. There's no way. You'll fail. And you're like, fuck you, I'm going to try anyway. So, watch me
Yeah,
work.
what I think is really sad is a lot of times it's the family that
Yes.
like there's like with my family there's not we're working on I'm working on boundaries because there's not a lot of boundaries and like they yeah family says such hurtful things to each other. It's like I'm like if you would not say that to your best friend.
Hello? Hello, hello. Lisa, I see you joined. How do I get you back? Can I add you back? Let me see, let me see. Okay. I lost you for a second. Let me see if I can get you back. Hi, welcome back. I don't know what happened. You there? Okay.
Sorry,
So we were
I don't
talking
know
about
what.
family and how they can be just, painful.
Yeah, no, and the thing is like with my family too, like I've learned to, you know what, I there's some things I share with them, there's some things I just don't.
Yep.
Because life is hard enough and like I said, the thing about the RVP program is we lift each other up, we are supportive, we're helpful, we're kind, we're caring, we're compassionate. And sometimes family, I'm like, what the hell? Why can't you just be like the RVP gals?
I know,
like
right? It's funny how
like
you depend on the kindness of strangers sometimes. And they really
yeah,
do come through.
yeah. Yeah. So I'm like tell my family, be more like my RVP sisters because they're like so nice. They're like, oh,
Wow.
what is
It's okay. We'll explain it later.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, no, I mean that's just kind of my story. And um I really do live with gratitude. And I like I said, my cancer diagnosis, I'm not using it as an excuse. I'm using it as an opportunity to do whatever God has called me to do.
Yes, ma'am. And you're doing a lot. I mean, I can see you teaching us about farming. I can see you teaching us about canning and your juices because food is the way to heal your body, the easiest way to heal your body, and then your mindset is next. So, I mean, you're all about healing and gratitude. And honestly, after I talked to you about your gratitude periscope, I think Jahan dared me, and I did 30 days of gratitude, and I realized how much of a positive impact that had. And it was like maybe a minute on Instagram first thing in the morning, but it really does change your focus, change the things you notice. You don't stay in that angry place for long. Even if you started off happy and something stupid happens, you kind of like it kind of diminishes the power of that whatever that stupidity was. So you have had a great impact on my life, and I want to
Oh,
thank you.
oh, yeah. I think too, like, and the other thing that I started doing just recently is I've been going to a yoga class,
Hmm.
and it's just a gentle yoga class. But the gal, before we do it, we set an intention. And I thought,
Yep.
if
Okay.
I set an intention before yoga, why don't I set an intention when I first wake up for my day? Because that way you're putting, everybody talks about like morning routines, and I
Yeah.
really don't during this the school year. I have a routine,
Right.
and I don't like it because I don't. It's just yeah. But summertime, I don't really have a routine because I have a lot more free time.
Right.
So, but I've just started every day. I spend an hour. I journal. I do my gratitude journal. I set an intention. I do my Angels of Abundance Oracle
Oh.
cards,
Yeah.
and
Okay.
so I got all that stuff from Yoshika.
Yeah. She's another coach in the Manifesting Queens. If y'all are interested.
Yep, she's amazing, and she did a reading for me, and it was amazing how spot on she was. But just little things like that, just to try and get my day started off.
Very cool.
And I'm more of a morning person anyway than an evening person. So don't ask me to do anything like after 8 o'clock because it's not going to happen. But catch me at
And I'm a
6.
night owl, so we're good.
I think you're more of a night owl though.
I am. It's like I don't know, close to midnight right now. I'm awake. I'm just awake. I don't know. The other day, I think you said something, but I was making bacon jam at like 1 in the morning. I don't know. I was
I know.
awake.
Damn, what is she? How was that, by the way?
It was good. It was all the liquid had gone. It was like really syrupy. So
Uh-huh.
because it's bacon, obviously, onions, garlic, and then there's brown sugar, a little bit of coffee, and maple syrup and apple cider vinegar. So it had a little bit of a bite to it. It was salty and sweet. It was good. It was really good. I made grilled cheese with bacon jam the next day for dinner, so it was nice.
I was watching a little video. I'm like, oh dang! I'm like, that looks really good.
I mean, I don't do it very often. I mean, it is quite indulgent. But yeah, I'm in the process of like testing out all my recipes to make sure they work and whatever. So we'll see how
Yeah.
that goes.
Yeah, no, you've actually been cooking a little bit more because you've been doing some little videos and lives and stuff on.
I've been testing it. I feel weird to have the camera on while I cook, but I honestly I can't cook without music. So what I do when I do it live, obviously if you're live you can hear the music, but when it comes back afterwards, it's like muted because obviously I don't own the music. But I mean I can't cook without music. But it only mutes stuff that's in English. It doesn't mute all the Spanish music I've been listening to.
Well, yeah, I do. I mean, I pretty much do everything with music. I'm a huge music person, and I mean, I've got like playlists for everything.
I'm
Your
gonna have to find
workout,
you on Spotify.
yeah, cleaning playlists. I got my PA, my parental advisory playlist.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, so
Wow.
I have it all.
Perfect. Well, everybody, if you don't already know, this young lady is amazing. Lisa M. Flynn, correct? Two
Yeah.
N's on the Flynn. Please follow her. She is on an amazing journey, two-time breast cancer survivor. I'm going to say it now. It's done. It's finished. It's a survivor. And you are blending your way to health and growing vegetables and flowers and just, gosh, you guys, if you need any kind of motivation, any kind of pick-me-up, just go visit her feed. It's full of pick-me-ups. She's amazing. I love you.
Yeah, I love you too, Pika. But yeah, no, I just, you know what, gratitude. I would just highly recommend everybody start your day off. And you know what? Just start with one thing every morning, one thing you're grateful for, and then keep adding to it. And before you know it, you'll be down to like 10. And it's amazing how it'll change your life.
It changed mine. And I mean, I knew about it, but I didn't really practice it until I spoke to you. So yeah, it really did change.
Yeah, it's a big, it's a game changer. So
Absolutely.
anyway, but thanks for having me on. This was so,
Absolutely. We'll do this more.
this is my first
When
live
you
now.
when you get ready to like launch something, let me know. We'll get back on.
Yeah, well, I'm not quite there yet.
Whenever you're ready. And if you have like, a great new idea for your garden or whatever, we can just hop back on. I want to learn.
Oh, that sounds good.
Well, I love you. Thank you so much for your time, and I will catch up with you again soon.
All right, Pika, thanks for having
Thank
me.
you.
All right,
Bye,
bye.
everyone.